The huge chamber on Vara Prime was bright with soft blue light. Thousands of seats rose in circles around a wide open floor. Beings from many worlds sat there. Tall crystal creatures called Vorath sparkled like glass under the lights. Insect-like Krell clicked their legs as they moved. Thin, glowing luminari floated a little above their seats, shining gently. All of them were old races. They had ruled the stars for thousands of years. Today they talked about small things, trade rules, new mining rights, and who should pay for repairs to a broken jump gate. In one small section sat the humans from Earth. There were only 5 of them. Ambassador John Harlan sat in the middle. He was a calm man with gray hair and steady eyes. Next to him was his deputy, Lisa Monroe. She was younger, with short brown hair and a serious face. Behind them sat 3 aides who carried datapads and recording devices. The humans looked small and plain compared to the others. Their dark blue uniforms had no bright colors or shining parts. A Vorath speaker was talking about a new tax on rare metals when John raised his hand. The speaker stopped and looked down with narrow crystal eyes. "Ambassador Harlan," the Vorath said in a voice like breaking ice, "you have the floor, but please be quick. We have many items on the list." John stood up slowly. He did not shout. His voice was clear and even. "Thank you. I will be quick, but this matter is not small. Earth has new information that concerns every species in this council." He touched a control on his wrist. A large hologram appeared above the center of the chamber. It showed a map of the galaxy. Stars glowed in different colors. Far outside the edge of known space, a dark cloud moved slowly inward. It looked like thousands of tiny black dots, connected in lines. "This is real data from our deep probes," John said. "We call them the Devourers. They are machines. Very old machines. No one built them recently. They have been moving through the empty space between galaxies for a long time. Now they are coming here." The hologram zoomed in. The black dots became clearer. Each one was a giant machine the size of a small moon. They had no smooth shape. Sharp edges and long arms stuck out. Some parts looked broken and old, but they still moved. As the view changed, the machines reached a dead star system. In seconds, the planets broke apart. Metal and rock flew toward the machines. The machines ate everything and grew bigger. New small machines broke off from the big ones and flew away to find more food. "They do not think like us," John continued. "They do not talk or make deals. They only consume. Everything becomes more of them. Metal, rock, water, even living things. Nothing stops them for long." A low sound moved through the chamber. Some beings leaned forward. Others looked bored. Lisa stood up beside John. She spoke next. "Our probes have followed them for 40 Earth years. At first they moved slowly. Now they move faster. In less than 100 years, they will reach the outer systems of Council space. After that, they will come to the core worlds. We have run many simulations. If nothing is done, they will eat most of the galaxy." A tall Krell representative lifted one claw. His voice came through a translator box. "Human words are loud, but where is proof? Our own sensors watch the rim. We see nothing like this." John nodded. "Your sensors are very good for known threats. But these machines are quiet. They send no signals. They do not use normal engines. They pull energy from the void itself. Our probes are small and use new methods. That is why we saw them first." He pointed to the hologram again. "Here is more. 3 years ago, a small colony of the Draw people vanished. No message, no fight, no wreck. Just gone. Last year, 2 mining stations of the Zelf disappeared the same way. We think the Devourers reached them already." A luminary floated higher. Its light became brighter for a moment. "Young species often see dangers everywhere. it said in a soft, singing voice. Fear is natural when your history is short and full of mistakes. But the galaxy has stood for eons. Ancient threats have come before. We met them. We won. John looked straight at the glowing being. We do not come here from fear alone. We come because we have learned. Earth almost died many times. We fought wars that burned our world. We faced diseases that killed billions. We changed our air and water until nothing could live. Each time we almost lost, we learned. We built better systems. We watched for danger early. That is why we speak now. The Vorath elder, who sat at the highest seat, made a sharp sound like glass cracking. Your people still fight among yourselves on some colonies. You use fire and metal weapons when the rest of us left such things behind long ago. And now you come to teach us? To scare us with shadows? Lisa answered before John could speak. We do not want to teach. We want to warn. If we are wrong, then nothing is lost. But if we are right, and you do nothing, everything is lost. She touched her pad. The hologram changed to show numbers and lines. Here are the paths. Here is the speed. Here is how fast they grow. In 50 years they will reach the border. In 80 years they will reach Vara Prime. We ask for one thing only. Work together now. Build defenses. Share knowledge. Make weapons that can stop self-replicating machines. Earth will give all our data. We will help build ships and stations. Silence filled the chamber for a long moment. Then the Vorath elder spoke again. We have heard your words, human. We will study them. But the council does not change plans because of one young race and its bad dreams. Our ancient watchers see no such threat. Return to your world. We will call you if needed. John looked around the room. Many eyes looked away. Some nodded politely. Most showed nothing. He bowed slightly. Thank you for listening. We will leave our full report with the record keepers. Every member world will receive a copy. It includes all data, all simulations, all warnings. He turned to Lisa and the aides. Let us go. They walked out of the chamber in silence. The doors closed behind them with a soft hiss. In the hallway, Lisa looked at John. They did not believe us. John shook his head slowly. No, not yet. But they will get the message again and again. We will send it every month. We will speak at every meeting. We will not stop. He stopped walking and looked back at the closed doors. The warning is given. Now it is their choice. Lisa nodded. And if they choose wrong? John's voice was quiet but firm. Then the devourers will come. And when that day arrives, they will remember our words. They will remember we told them. We alerted them. He started walking again. But by then, it will be too late. Behind them in the chamber, the council moved on to the next item on the list. Trade taxes, mining rights, routine matters. The humans' warning floated in the records like a small, ignored whisper in a very large room. The years passed quietly at first. Earth kept sending messages, but the Galactic Council grew tired of hearing them. Every few months, a new human delegation arrived at Vara Prime. They brought fresh data, clearer maps, and stronger warnings. The aliens listened less each time. Kevin Brooks worked on the Unity Observatory, a large human station that floated high above Earth's moon. He was tall, with messy black hair and tired eyes behind thick glasses. Every day, he stared at screens that showed the dark cloud of devourers moving closer. The machines had grown. What started as thousands of units now looked like millions. They moved faster, too. Kevin ran new calculations every week. The numbers never lied. The swarm would cross into council space in less than 90 years now. He sent his reports to Amy Carter on Earth. Amy was in charge of military planning for the Warning Project. She had short red hair and always spoke in short, clear sentences. She read Kevin's data and turned it into simple pictures and charts. Then she packed everything and flew to Vara Prime with the others. One trip stood out. It happened in the 23rd year after the first warning. The council chamber looked the same. Bright blue lights, high seats, alien faces staring down. This time more humans came. Daniel Hayes joined them. He was young, only 32, with dark skin and a strong voice. He had trained as a diplomat, but spoke like a soldier when needed. Amy stood at the front this time. She pointed to a new hologram. "Look here," she said. "This is a system called Keth-9. It belonged to the Zelf people. Last month our probes found it empty. No ships, no stations, no life signs, just dust and broken rock. The Devourers reached it 6 months ago. They ate everything in 11 days. A Zelf representative shifted in his seat. His skin turned darker green, a sign of worry. "We lost contact with Keth-9, he said slowly. "We thought it was a storm or equipment failure." Amy shook her head. "It was not a storm. Watch this." The hologram showed the last moments. Tiny black shapes swarmed over the planet. They drilled into the crust. Bright flashes came as cities burned. Then the machines pulled the pieces into themselves. New machines hatched from the old ones, like insects from eggs. In days, the whole world became part of the swarm. Daniel stepped forward. "This is not the first lost world. 3 more colonies vanished last year. All on the rim, all silent. We told you this would happen. We gave dates, we gave paths. You said our data was wrong. Now the proof is real." A Vorath elder leaned forward. "These losses are sad, but one system is not the whole galaxy. Our fleets can handle small threats. We have weapons older than your species." Kevin, who had come this time, spoke up. His voice shook a little from anger. "Your weapons are strong against ships and armies, but these machines do not fight like that. They do not stop. They do not run out of power. They make more of themselves from whatever they touch. You hit one, 10 grow back. You destroy 100, 1,000 appear. We have tested small models in secret labs. Nothing stops the cycle unless you break the code at the start." The Luminari representative glowed softly. "You humans love fear. You build stories of doom. Perhaps this is another one." Daniel looked straight at the glowing figure. "We do not love fear. We hate it. That is why we fight it early. Earth almost ended many times. We learned to act before the end came. You have lived so long in peace that you forgot how danger grows quietly." The chamber grew noisy with low voices. Others looked at data pads. Amy spoke again. "We ask for simple things. One joint fleet, shared sensors on the rim, teams to study the machines, weapons designed together. Earth will pay our share. We will send our best people." The Vorath elder raised one crystal hand. "We have voted before. The answer is no. It costs too much. It disturbs trade. Our people do not want war over shadows." Lisa Monroe, older now with lines on her face, stood up last. "Then hear this clearly. This is not a request anymore. This is our last formal warning for a long time. We will keep sending data, but we will not beg. If you choose to wait, that is your choice." She looked around the room. "We have families, children, homes. We will protect them. If the Devourers come, we will fight alone if we must. But do not say later that no one told you." The humans left the chamber. No one asked questions. Outside, in the quiet halls, Kevin turned to Amy. "They still do not believe." Amy nodded. "They will when more worlds disappear. But by then, it may be too late to build together." Daniel walked beside them. "What now?" Kevin answered. "We go home. We prepare. Earth cannot wait for them." Back on Earth, things changed slowly but surely. The governments listened to the warnings now. Money went to space. Factories built new ships in secret. Scientists worked on new weapons, things that could attack machines in ways normal fleets could not. The Council noticed Earth pulling away. Humans stopped joining shared projects. They left old alliances quietly. Trade continued, but nothing more. Years went by. More rim worlds vanished. Each time, the council said it was bad luck, or pirates or solar flares. They did not want to admit the humans were right. He watched the screens. The Devourers had crossed an invisible line. They were now in space, the council claimed. Not close yet, but inside. He sent one last message to Vara Prime. It was short. The swarm is in your territory now. We told you the date, we told you the path, we told you the speed. You have 72 years left. Use them well. He turned off the transmitter. On Earth, Amy looked at the same message on her screen. She spoke to no one in particular. They will call us soon. When panic starts, they will ask for help. She paused. But we will remember. We warned them. Many times. She turned to her team. Double the production. Hide the yards deeper. Make sure no one outside Earth knows the full plan. The team nodded. Outside the window, the stars looked peaceful. But far away, in the dark, the Devourers moved forward. Silent. Hungry. And the galaxy still pretended nothing was wrong. The silence stretched for decades. Earth stopped sending large delegations to Vara Prime. No more big holograms in the council chamber. No more young diplomats standing tall to argue. The humans faded from view like a bad memory the aliens wanted to forget. Trade ships still came and went. Goods moved between worlds. But the voices that once warned so loudly now stayed quiet. On the Unity Observatory, Kevin Brooks grew older. His black hair turned mostly gray. Deep lines marked his face from years of staring at screens that never lied. The Devourers kept coming. Every new scan showed them closer, bigger, faster. Kevin watched alone most nights. He did not need to shout warnings anymore. The machines did the talking now. One quiet morning, alarms sounded softly across the station. Kevin looked up. A red line blinked on his main screen. The swarm had crossed the final marker. They were inside what the council called secure space. Not at the core worlds yet, but close enough that outposts should have seen them. He opened the long-range feeds. 3 small stations belonging to the Krell had gone dark in the last week. No explosion, no battle signals, just silence. Then a 4th feed showed the end. Black shapes covered the station like ants on food. Metal bent and tore. Lights went out one by one. In hours, nothing remained but drifting scrap that the machines soon collected. Kevin recorded the footage. He sent it to Amy Carter on Earth, with one short note. It started. Amy had not aged gently. Her red hair was shorter now, streaked with white. She ran the defense office from a deep bunker under old mountains. When the message arrived, she played the video for her team. No one spoke for a long time. Call the yards, she said finally. Tell them to increase speed. We need every ship ready sooner. Far out in the dark edges of the Sol system, hidden shipyards worked day and night. They sat inside hollowed asteroids and behind false comet clouds. Robots and human crews built without pause. The ships were not pretty. No shining hulls or smooth lines like council vessels. These were hard, ugly things made for one job: kill machines that would not stop. Brian Ellis oversaw the project. He was a big man with a quiet voice and hands that never shook. Years ago, he had been a simple engineer. Now he decided where every ton of metal went. He walked the main yard one shift, watching drones weld armor plates thicker than houses. Status on the Void engines? He asked Megan Torres. Megan was small, with dark eyes and quick fingers. She led the team that built the strangest weapon humanity had ever made. The Void engines let ships jump short distances inside normal space. Impossible angles, blind spots, places no sensor could predict. It cost power. It risked tearing the ship apart. But against endless swarms, surprise was everything. "First batch is stable," Megan said. "We lost 2 test ships, but the math holds now. We can strike from behind, from inside asteroid fields, even from inside gas giants if we time it right." Brian nodded. "Good. Push for more. The Council will call soon. When they do, we need to be ready. Not for them, but for us." Back at Vara Prime, the mood in the Council chamber had changed. Whispers filled the seats. Fewer beings attended in person. Many sent holograms from safe bunkers. Reports of lost outposts came every day now. The Vorath elders no longer laughed at human fears. Their crystal faces looked dimmer, cracked in places from stress. A Krell general stood at the center podium. "We have sent 3 fleets to the rim," he said. 2 returned damaged. 1 did not return at all. The enemy is real. It grows. Our weapons slow it, but only for hours. The Luminari representative floated low, its light weak. "We must act as one. All resources, all knowledge." The Vorath elder agreed for the first time. "Yes, we call the humans. They saw this first. Perhaps they have ideas we lack." A message went out to Earth. It asked for a meeting. It offered respect. It even used the word alliance. On Earth, the leaders read it in silence. Then they sent for Kevin, Amy, Brian, and Megan. The 4 met in a plain room with no windows. Kevin spoke first. "They want us now, after all this time." Amy crossed her arms. "They want our help, not because they believe us, because they are scared." Brian looked at the message again. "They offer full partnership, shared command, tech trades, territory if we want it." Megan laughed once, short and bitter. "Too late for trades. We do not need their territory. We need time." Time they wasted. They talked for hours. In the end, they agreed on one thing. Go to Vara Prime, but not to beg or bargain. Go to speak truth. The meeting happened in the same old chamber, but now the seats looked half empty. Many species had pulled back to defend their own worlds. Kevin appeared by hologram. He looked tired, but steady. "You called us," he said. "We came." The Vorath elders spoke quickly. "The threat is greater than we thought. We need your knowledge, your ships, your weapons. Join us fully. We will listen now." Kevin looked around the room. Few eyes met his. "You needed our knowledge 20 years ago. 30, 40. We gave it freely. Every report, every simulation, every lost world we tracked. You called it fear. You called it exaggeration. You sent us away." Amy's voice came through the link next. "We offered joint fleets, shared sensors, teams to study the machines. You said no. Too costly. Too disruptive. Now the cost is higher. Worlds are gone. Billions are dead. And you ask us to join?" The Krell general lifted a claw. "We were wrong. We see that now. But the past cannot be changed. The future can. Help us stop them." Kevin's hologram flickered slightly. "We will stop them, but not for you. For us. For the children on Earth who should not die because others refuse to listen. Our fleets are ready. Our weapons are built. Our plans do not include saving those who ignored every chance." A low sound moved through the chamber. Shock, anger, fear. The luminary light dimmed more. "You would let us fall?" Kevin answered calmly. "We warned you, many times. We begged you to prepare. You laughed. You exiled our voices. You chose comfort over truth. Now the Devourers are here, because you let them come." He paused. "We will fight. We will hold our line. If some of your people escape to our space, we may take them in, the ones who listened when others would not. But the Council, the fleets that did nothing, they will face what comes alone." The hologram of Kevin faded out. Silence filled the chamber. On Earth, Brian turned to his team in the hidden yard. "Full alert," he said. "The swarm is closer every day. We protect Saul. We protect our people. Nothing else." Megan nodded and went back to her engines. Outside, the stars still shone, but far away the dark cloud grew. It ate light, it ate worlds. It came forward without mercy. And humanity waited, not with open arms, but with closed fists and ready guns. The Devourers arrived like a storm that had no thunder or lightning, just endless dark, eating the stars. It began at the outer edges of Council space. A Vorath mining colony called Thalor 3 sent one short message. Shapes in the sky, too many to count. Then silence. Hours later, long-range telescopes on Vara Prime caught the first clear view. The black swarm filled half the screen. Machines the size of cities moved in perfect lines. Smaller ones darted between them like fish in a school. They reached Thalor 3 and covered it in minutes. Bright flashes came as the planet's core cracked open. Metal towers bent like grass. Living beings tried to flee in escape pods, but the machines pulled them back. Nothing escaped. Word spread fast. Panic hit the core worlds. Ships left ports in disorder. Families crowded stations begging for passage away. The council called an emergency session, but many seats stayed empty. Species that once sat proud now hid in bunkers or fled to unclaimed space. The first big battle happened at the Krell hive world of Zeth Prime. A fleet of 200 sleek black ships met the swarm head-on. They fired beams of pure energy that could cut moons in half. For a moment, it looked like victory. Hundreds of Devourer units exploded into sparks. But the swarm did not slow. Broken pieces pulled together. New machines grew from the wreckage. The Krell fired again and again, until their guns overheated. Then the machines reached them. One by one, the Krell ships vanished inside clouds of tiny attackers. The last transmission showed a commander screaming orders before his screen went black. Vara Prime watched in horror. The chamber that once held debates now showed live feeds of destruction. The Vorath Elder stood silent, his crystal body dull and cracked. A luminary floated low, its light almost gone. "We must fight as one," the Elder said, at last. His voice shook. But it was too late for unity. Fleets from different species arrived at different times. Some attacked alone. Others waited for orders that never came. The Devourers rolled forward without pause. On Earth, the command center under the mountains buzzed with quiet focus. Screens showed the same feeds the Council saw. Amy Carter watched without expression. Brian Ellis stood beside her, arms crossed. "They are breaking already," Brian said. Amy nodded once. They had time. They chose not to use it. Megan Torres entered the room carrying a datapad. "Void engines are at full production. First strike groups are in position. We can hit their forward edge in 3 days. Brian turned to her. "Targets?" "The main swarm body heading for the Vorath core systems. If we slow them there, we buy years for our defenses." Amy looked at the big map on the wall. Red lines showed the Devourer's path. Blue dots marked hidden human fleets. "Do it," she said. "But remember the rule. We protect Sol first. We help others only if it does not cost us." The first human strike came without warning. A group of 50 small dark ships jumped out from behind a dead gas giant. They appeared inside the Devourer formation. Impossible, according to normal physics. Void engines made it possible. The human ships fired relativistic slugs at near light speed. The projectiles punched through machine hulls like needles through paper. Explosions rippled outward. For the first time, the swarm hesitated. More ships followed. Suicide drones swarmed in waves, carrying antimatter charges. When they hit, Small suns bloomed in the dark. The Devourers lost thousands of units in hours, but they adapted. They sent walls of small machines to block paths. They learned human patterns and countered them. Losses came to Earth too. One strike group jumped too close and got trapped. The commander sent a final message. "We hurt them. Keep going." Then silence. Back at Vara Prime, the Council made one last broadcast to Earth. It went to every channel. "We ask for aid," the Vorath Elder said. His voice cracked like thin ice. "We offer everything. Full council seats, shared worlds, command of our fleets. Please, help us." The answer came fast. A single transmission from Earth. No face, just words and a calm voice. "We alerted you. Now it's too late." No more words followed. On the battlefield, human ships fought with cold precision. They did not try to save every world. They picked key points, choke points in space lanes, resource hubs the swarm needed. They hit hard, then vanished before the machines could surround them. Each attack cost lives, but each one slowed the advance. One night, Megan stood on a viewing deck of a command ship. She watched a feed of a Vorath city burning. Crystal spires melted like wax. People ran in the streets. Ships tried to lift off but got pulled down by black tendrils. She turned away. "Why do I feel nothing?" she asked Brian, who stood nearby. "Because we warned them," he said quietly. "For decades, they laughed, they ignored. Now their children pay. Ours do not have to." She nodded slowly. "But we still lose people." "Yes," Brian said, "we do. Every war costs something. But this one we chose to fight on our terms." The Devourers kept coming. They reached the inner systems. Whole sectors went dark. The Luminary homeworld vanished in a single week. Their light ships fought bravely, but light alone could not stop endless hunger. Then the swarm turned towards Sol. Human fleets pulled back to the final line. Massive stations ringed the outer planets. Railguns the size of small moons waited. Void engine ships hid in the Oort cloud. Engineers like Megan worked without sleep, fixing damaged hulls and reloading weapons. Amy stood in the command room. She looked at the map. The red line almost touched the blue circle around Sol. "Status?" she asked. Brian answered. "All groups report ready. We have enough for 3 full engagements. After that, it depends on how many we kill before they reach us." Amy took a slow breath. "Then we begin." The battle for Sol started at dawn on Earth time. Human ships jumped out in waves. They struck the leading edge of the swarm. Explosions lit the dark like new stars. Machines died by the millions, but more came, always more. Hours turned to days. Ships on both sides vanished. Human losses climbed. A void engine cruiser took a direct hit and broke apart. Another group got surrounded and fought to the last drone. Yet the swarm slowed. Each attack chipped away at their numbers. The self-replication could not keep up with the rate of destruction. On the 10th day, the forward wave stopped. The Devourers paused, as if thinking. Then they changed course slightly, away from Sol, toward weaker targets. Brian watched the screen. "They are avoiding us." Amy allowed herself one small smile. "They learned we bite back." The galaxy burned around them, but Earth stood, damaged, bleeding, but standing. And in the quiet moments between battles, people on Earth looked up at the stars. They knew the cost. They knew the warning had been given long ago. Now the Devourers paid the price for not listening. The Viren capital world burned under its own red sun. Tall black towers stood broken. Smoke rose from cracked streets. Ships lay crashed in the harbors. The once proud empire had fallen quiet. Their fleets were gone. Their warlords hid or died. The last battle had taken everything they had left. In the center of the ruined throne room, a wide platform remained. It was cracked, but still strong. Human soldiers stood around it in neat lines. Black uniforms, no smiles, just calm eyes. Alliance leaders waited nearby. Elder Crix, Commander Elara Voss, others from worlds that had suffered long. Captain John Hayes walked up the steps alone. He carried no weapon. Behind him came Admiral Robert Klein. The admiral was older, with white hair and a face full of hard years. He had led from the vanguard during the final push. Now he stood silent. The remaining Viren leaders knelt on the platform. 5 of them, once proud, now broken. Chains were not needed. They had nowhere to run. John stopped in front of them. His voice carried clear across the open space. You started this war. You took worlds. You killed without reason. You thought no one could stop you. One warlord lifted his head. His voice shook. We fought for strength, for order. John looked at him. You fought for power, not order. Now look around. Your order is gone. He turned to the alliance leaders. These people asked for help. We gave it. Not because we wanted your empire, but because we could not watch more worlds die. Elara stepped forward. Her silver hair moved in the hot wind. The alliance speaks with one voice now. The war ends today, on our terms. John nodded. Here are the terms. No more attacks. Your remaining ships will stand down. You will return every world you took. You will pay for the damage. Not in gold, in work, in help. You will rebuild what you broke. And you will never raise weapons against another race again. The warlord who had spoken lowered his head again. We accept. John looked at each of them. If you break this promise, we will come back. Not to talk, to finish. Do you understand? They nodded. All of them. John turned away. Take them into custody. Treat them fair, but watch them. Guards moved in. Quiet. No anger. No revenge. Outside the throne room, Robert Klein spoke to the gathered Alliance Council via hologram. His face appeared large in the air above the broken square. People of the galaxy, he said, the Viren War is over. Humanity helped end it. We did not come to rule. We came because you called. We stayed hidden for centuries to let you grow, to let you choose your own path. But when the path led to death, we stepped in. He paused. We will help rebuild. We will share knowledge. Not all. Some things stay with us. Enough to make sure no empire rises like this again. Crix bowed his head. We thank you, Admiral. The legends were wrong in one way. They said humans brought only destruction. Today we see they bring hope too. Robert gave a small smile. Hope with teeth. That is how we survive. The hologram faded. John walked out to a balcony high above the city. Olivia Grant waited there. She looked tired but strong. Her green eyes watched the smoke rise. War's over, she said quietly. John leaned on the rail. For now. She looked at him. Do you think they will keep the peace? Some will, some won't. We will watch. Always. They stood in silence. The red sun sank lower. Shadows grew long. Olivia asked, What now for us? Do we go home? Hide again? John shook his head. No more hiding. We stay part of this galaxy. We trade. We talk. We live among them. But we keep our strength, our ships, our freedom. They will fear us and respect us. Fear keeps the peace sometimes, John said. Respect keeps it longer. A shuttle landed nearby. Commander William Carter stepped out. His uniform was dirty, a small cut on his cheek. He walked over. Captain, Admiral sent me. The last Viren holdouts surrendered an hour ago. Clean sweep. John nodded. Good work, William. William looked out at the city. Lost too many. Lieutenant Brooks. Others. It hurts. John put a hand on his shoulder. It does. But they did not die for nothing. Look around. Worlds breathe free again because of them. William nodded slowly. Yeah. They stood together. 3 humans on an alien world. The galaxy changed because of them. Back on Earth, days later, John and Olivia stood on a high balcony. Earth night skies sparkled above. Cities glowed soft below. The fleet had returned, not all at once, in quiet groups. No parades, no big announcements. Just home. Olivia looked up at the stars. They are out there now, talking about us, writing new stories. John smiled. Let them. She turned to him. Will they remember us as saviors or monsters? John thought for a moment. Doesn't matter. We took control. We ended the war. That is what matters. Legends do what needs doing. Then they live with the results. A soft wind blew. Stars twinkled. Somewhere far away, on Valor, Elder Crix stood in the council hall. Young diplomats listened again. This time they did not look bored. Crix spoke. The old stories were incomplete. Humans were not just stormbringers. They were also the quiet that comes after, the strength that chooses when to fight and when to stop. A young Lyrian asked, Will they stay? Crix looked out a crystal window. They will stay, not to rule, to guard, and that is enough. On a small Alliance world, children gathered around a screen. Not old legend, new truth. Pictures of black ships, humans standing tall, not vanishing, staying. One child asked, Are they coming here? The teacher smiled. They are already here, watching, ready if needed. The child smiled back. Good. In deep space, the vanguard drifted near a quiet star. John stood on the bridge one last time, before shore leave. Olivia beside him. Set course for home, he said. The ship turned slow. Engines glowed soft. The galaxy turned with it. No more war. No more fear of the unknown. Only the knowledge that some legends walk among the stars. And when needed, they take control.